The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Why do we need interest rates to go lower? Why do we need a cut in rates if things are going so well, Mr. President?
Well, one thing, we have a lot of debt. I want to get it out. I want to pay it off.
Okay, so the president says he's worried about debt. We have a lot of debt. We want to pay it off. So what he's saying is that if you take the debt, we're paying about $450 billion a year in interest. And when you pay $450 billion in interest, there's not enough money left where you can go do infrastructure. That's why we haven't had the promise of infrastructure follow through, because when you pay that kind of interest, you don't have anything left to do infrastructure. So he's worried about debt. That's why he wants to lower rates, because if you can keep on buying treasuries, and it's the treasury rate. Remember, in 2008, when the market crashed, we were paying an interest rate or yield on our debt, let's say about 3%. The first thing they do is they lower interest rates by printing money to buy treasuries, and the more treasuries you buy, the yields drop. The interest drops. So you're paying less interest. So when the market crashed, we no longer could afford the 3.5% interest rate. We had to get it down to about 1%. And so we had to go and we had to print all this money, which killed all the money you're holding onto. And by doing that, they could lower interest rates. So that's what he's talking about. We got to lower interest rates. By lowering the interest rate, so the interest rate on our national debt, let's just use $450 billion to get that down from, say, 3.5%, get it down to 1%. That helps the government, but doesn't help the economy, because to print all that money to buy treasuries kills you and me. Every dollar we have in our wallet, every dollar we have in our savings, kills our wages, kills everything, because you're destroying the value of the dollar. So you have less dollars. So when you go to the grocery market, you got to have more paper, because that's all a dollar is, piece of paper. You need more pieces of paper to buy what you bought last week. You're going to need 5 more pieces of paper, something you bought with 3 pieces of paper the previous week. So it's not helpful, but that's what he's talking about. But here's my point. Another guy in his cabinet, he said the opposite, though. They got to get their stories together.
Whatever we were worried about, we're not worried about anymore. Powell met with Trump. Everything's fine now. So, we're still going to be fine. I'm not worried about America. I'm not worried about the direction of the country. I'm not worried about the debt.
He's not worried about the debt. Well, wait a minute. The president, Maria just asked, well, why do you want to get the interest rates cut? Why do you want to lower them? I'm worried about the debt. See, this is the problem. We're not getting the truth from anybody. And it's interesting that Maria asked that question. Here, listen to the question she asked.
Why do we need interest rates to go lower? Why do we need a cut in rates if things are going so well, Mr.
So she's saying, well, what? That's a perfect question. If things are going well, you don't lower rates, because when you lower rates, the dollar drops, and with a weak dollar and a weak rate, weak interest rates, that's a signal to all the investors around the world, which 40% of our stock market comes from overseas, telling them don't invest in the United States because our economy is weak. So it's pretty stupid to keep trying to kill your own economy with a weak dollar, for God's sakes. You don't get investors or weak yields. Crazy. So anyways, but yesterday, Maria Bartiromo came out and said this.
Every economic aspect of our country is the best it has ever been.
Wait a minute. So she said, yes, it's the best it's ever been. Then she turns around and asks that question. So obviously she doesn't believe what she's saying. And she shouldn't believe what she's saying because what she's saying is not true. Because we're experiencing a major slowdown that started in the last quarter of 2018 that nobody wants to talk about. None of these jibber jabbers on these TV shows, financial TV shows, will talk about that. Our whole problem, this whole economy has been crashing since 2018, the last quarter. And I'm going to explain that. But they don't want to tell you that. So here we have new home sales crashed in May, the weakest since 2018. Today, we got the durable goods number. Now, that's huge. Dropped the most in 3 years, and it's been dropping. Now, remember what durable goods are. Those are your big-ticket items. Those are your big TVs. Those are your appliances. Anything that lasts 5 or more years. And you always have to look at those orders because they're out in the future. They also build all the machinery that makes stuff. And when those orders out in the future are down, that's telling you your economy out in the future is tanking. It's one of the most important indicators. It's one of the most important. We have 4 red flags. That is one of the most important indicators. Durable goods orders. Next is housing starts, pending home sales, and the mother lode is the flattening of the yield curve. Meaning when you can now get from the government, you can buy a 3-month treasury and you can get more interest on 3 months than you can on 10 years. Who's going to buy a 10-year treasury now when you can make more interest on one for 3 months? Now, what does that mean? Now, they're not going to tell you this, but it means that earnings, when you have an inversion like that, it means earnings of companies are getting hit. They're getting hit. These earnings are going down. So what do they do to fix it? What do they do to fix it? They use accounting trickery called stock buybacks. So when they buy their own shares back, as I explained before, if you have 1 million shares outstanding, and let's say your stock is at $10 and your earnings are at $3, so if they can go in and buy their own shares back, instead of having 1 million out there, now they only have 500 shares out there. Now they're going to spread their earnings over less shares. And when you spread your earnings over less shares, your earnings, instead of going from, say, 3 cents to 4 cents, because you cut the amount of shares back by buying them, your earnings go from 3 cents to 7 cents. Your stock, instead of going from $10 to $11, normally, your stock now is going to go from $10 to, say, $17. That's what causes the big, fat, ugly bubble. So when their earnings are getting killed, they switch and go quickly to buying their own shares back, which is an accounting trick. That's all it is. It creates the big, fat, ugly bubble. But what's amazing is the president keeps telling us how he wants lower rates. But the lower rates don't do anything for you. It just puts off the pain. That's all. It doesn't do a thing for you. Nothing for you at the end of the day. Because with lower rates, you can't grow your economy. You can't.
If he would have raised them half, just half, and if he would not have done the quantitative tightening, our market would have been up another 10,000 points. And I'll tell you,
that is not true. See, he's blaming Powell for raising rates. That's why the market has crashed. That's why. No, that's not why. I'm going to explain to you why, especially you people in 401ks are in big trouble. And I'm going to explain exactly how we make money. And if you're in a 401k, you're in real trouble. And I'm going to explain to you what's going on with this economy. The truth. I'll give you the truth.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. If you want the truth, then tune in my show every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or you can listen to this fantasy.
Wow, low unemployment, high jobs, high wages, big consumer confidence, major productivity, and no inflation.
No inflation? What are you, nuts? Stocks up 357%. Gasoline's up 46% alone since December. How about medical? Up 8%. College up 8%. Movie tickets with soda, popcorn, up 15%. Low unemployment? Not true. The 3.9% is fake. It's really 11% because of the 15 million discouraged workers they do not add in. Look, this is just some of it. High wages? That's a joke. It's 1.2%, not 3%. When you look at the withholding tax where the truth is. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get the truth.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
If you're like me, you don't have time to trade in the stock market, so why not invest in the market? The MV2 stock chart and philsgang.com continue to make me profits in the market. You see, the MV2 is specifically made for those who do not have time to invest, but they have income to invest in the market, and I spent very little to begin my investment journey. It's the easiest stock chart to read, and that's why I spend little time invested in reading the chart. The MV2 simply tells me when to get into a stock and, most importantly, when to get out. I invest in a stock and I don't worry about the investment because I subscribe to the Phil's Gang alerts and they tell me when to take my profits. Yes, it's that easy. Go to philsgang.com or call them 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Joining Phil's gang was the best financial decision I have ever made.
Tell you every time I'm on the air, join my gang. Try it. Try it for 30 days. AT&T, we got a 3% profit so far in May. Our Goldman Sachs are up 6%. Our Intel, we have a profit of 16% shorting it. Caterpillar, we're up 11% shorting it. And Schlumberger, we're up 18% because we shorted it. That's how you make money in this game.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Stock Corner is brought to you by CashCallMortgage.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so every day when I prepare this show, it drives me crazy because I sit here trying to tell you the truth, what's going on. And, of course, I take care of my members, and they do very well, not making it up. I knew this market was in trouble going all the way back to January 16, 2018. And then I knew, and that's when I said the market was going to crash. And it did in October. But I also saw in September of 2018, the last quarter of 2018, where they're telling us everything was terrific, like Maria Bartiromo. Everything's fine, everything's wonderful. It wasn't. The last quarter gave us a big signal. And I kept watching the money being pulled out of the stock market by the institutions, and they're shifting the last quarter of 2018. Matter of fact, that was the last good year we had, and money was shifting out to the bond market. So yields started to drop, and the dollar started to drop. That was the first signal. And then, of course, it was October that we got the crash, which I predicted on January 16, 2018. But my point is that the most important thing to follow is not the jibber jabbers, because their job is to get you to go spend money, because that's how they get their advertisers. They got to perform for their advertisers because there's a lot of competition. If you take CNBC Business, you take Fox, you take Bloomberg, they're all fighting for the big advertisers are the automobiles. So they're all fighting for the same dollar. So they got to always make it the economy's doing fantastic. Go out and buy something. And unfortunately for you in a 401k, you get screwed so bad because there's only one thing they do. They put your money in, and that's the end of it. And when we see the market turning and you see the signals and you see the red flags, especially when you see negative housing starts, and then you see negative pending home sales, negative durable good orders, and the big one, when you get an inverted yield where you're getting more on a 3-month treasury than you are a 10, that means earnings of companies are decelerating. But they're going to come out and tell you everything's fine. But for my members, I take care of them. So I had everybody in gold because let's think about this. Since September of 2018, the last quarter, as the market started to, as things started to really fall apart. And let me tell you why they started to fall apart. If you go back and you look at the market right before the president election night, go from November 2008 to election night 2016, the market rallied 300%. Why? It was a big, fat, phony, ugly bubble, as the president described it, as a candidate, I meant. He was a candidate. Because it was all, nothing, the market didn't go up because the economy was growing. The market didn't go up because profits were growing. The market went up because they were cheating. What they were doing is buying their own shares back, pushed the stocks up, and the more they kept buying their own shares back, just as I gave you in my little example, the more shares you buy back, you spread your earnings over even fewer shares, pushes your profits or your earnings up, which pushed the stock up. So we went up 300%, but it's all phony. But the idea is to convince you that that is the stock market is actually the health of the economy, that the stock market is the barometer of the economy. So election night, remember that night on November 2016, the next day the market went up almost 50%, 50% from November 2016 to October 5th, 2019. Now let's think of those days. He gets elected in November 2016, and the rally stopped in October 5th, 2019. Remember, our market hasn't gone anywhere since October 5th of 2019. In the last 9 months, our market's done nothing. It's been stuck there. The only rallies are after we have a correction. We had a 20% correction from October to December 24th, 2018, and then we rallied from December 26th to June of 2019, and then we pulled back again, and then we rallied again. 3 times we have not been able to get above that point of October, but nobody talks about it. But here's the problem. Those promises he made election night, how he put on 50 more points, and $6 trillion he added in value to the stock market because of the promises he made as a candidate. He was going to build the wall, right, in Mexico. They were going to pay for it, the Mexicans. He was going to have the biggest infrastructure program ever, create all kinds of jobs, high-paying jobs. He was going to have the biggest tax cut in history, where each household would get $4,000. He was going to cut regulations. Well, guess what happened? Obamacare, not through his fault, but he got stabbed in the back by McCain and other Republicans. They screwed him. That didn't happen. So investors were really upset that didn't happen because investors knew that if Obamacare was repealed and costs went down by half, then people would have more money to spend. And spending is what creates our economic growth. But they would have spending from wages, from savings, instead of spending going using your credit card, or spending rather than the auto manufacturers say, well, instead of 3 years, we'll finance your car for 15 years. So that was the big problem right there. So investors started to lose confidence because of Obamacare not being passed. Next was the wall. It was very clear we had to pay for it. Investors lost confidence. And then the biggest infrastructure program can't happen. There's no money. Why? Because we're paying too much interest on our national debt, $450 billion, and we can't get and she can't get money. He can't get money from the Democrats. The only thing that happened was regulations and the tax cut. Now explain that and who that benefited and what we're going to do to make money.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. If you want the truth, then tune in my show every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or you can listen to this fantasy.
Wow. Low unemployment, high jobs, high wages, big consumer confidence, major productivity, and no inflation.
No inflation? What are you, nuts? Stocks up 357%. Gasoline's up 46% alone since December. How about medical? Up 8%. College up 8%. Movie tickets with soda, popcorn, up 15%. Low unemployment? Not true. The 3.9% is fake. It's really 11% because of the 15 million discouraged workers they do not add in. Look, this is just some of it. High wages? That's a joke. It's 1.2%, not 3%. When you look at the withholding tax where the truth is. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get the truth.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. If you want the truth, then tune in my show every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or you can listen to this fantasy.
Wow. Low unemployment, high jobs, high wages, big consumer confidence, major productivity, and no inflation.
No inflation? What are you, nuts? Stocks up 357%. Gasoline's up 46% alone since December. How about medical? Up 8%. College up 8%. Movie tickets with soda, popcorn, up 15%. Low unemployment? Not true. The 3.9% is fake. It's really 11% because of the 15 million discouraged workers they do not add in. Look, this is just some of it. High wages? That's a joke. It's 1.2%, not 3%. When you look at the withholding tax where the truth is. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get the truth.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. I gave you the profits we made in metal. I know you probably don't believe it, but I'm sorry it's true. Since May, we're up 69% in AU. That's one of our golds. Another gold, GDX, we're up 84%, 91% in gold itself, GLD. Nugget, we're up 62%. Silver, up 90%. That's since May. Now, we took profits today. Not all profits. We're staying in with a little gold because I think we're going to get a little bit of profit taking, a little pullback, and then she'll rally again. But here's my point. Our other positions that we put on were our short positions on Intel, which we were up 26%. Our short position on Caterpillar, we're up 12%. In our long position, we just went long on Caterpillar, up 5%. Schlumberger, we're up 20%. So this is our portfolio. So yesterday I said I wanted to get 10 people and prove how this works so that you can tell 10 more people and they'll 10 more people. Well, I'm going to continue with that today. I'm going to give it to you free because this thing works. And you don't have to know the fundamentals about the stock or anything else. As I said, every day, this is a portfolio. This is our portfolio. We've been in for years. But we not only buy the stocks, but when the stocks go down, we make money shorting them. It's so easy for you because what we do is we take each one of these stocks and we do a video. You go to Working Investors at 2 o'clock, and it's in the stock that you're in, you just play the video, and we change it every day. My team gets together, and we give you your instructions. Listen.
Goldman Sachs, can see how it pushed up here today, which is a good positive thing for Goldman, but we haven't made a new high yet. So again, we're waiting for this to engulf out. Once it does, then we can add to our position, right? GDX. Okay, what do we got here? We got the price at the bottom. We've been adding all the way up. Now we're not adding. Today we are actually going to take profits. And
see, so every stock you have your instruction what to do. You can't go wrong. You can't. It works. And I know I come out here every day trying to help you so we can help St. Jude. This is what it's all about. So please, I'm trying to reach out to you to try to help you. I know you're not going to get out of your 401k. I get that. But at least this is an alternative. So let's work together for 30 days. I'll give you the chart free. It's $30. I'm not going to charge you for it for 30 days. As long as you join the gang, $39.95. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. So I'm going to continue the sign-up of 10. I'm going to do 10 more. We filled the 10 yesterday. I'm going to do 10 more today because it works. And this is the best advertising I can get because when it works, people tell another group of people. They say, this thing works. The color code works. He's right. I wish I knew about it long ago. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. So I'm going to do another 10 today. So, and we'll shut it off tonight, okay? All right, so here's the point. To try to explain what's going on, the whole stock market, think about it, from 2018 to October, from 2008 to October of 2019, it's been fake, right? But that's okay. We made a lot of money. So did a lot of other people. But from 2008, remember, when that market started, how they pushed the market up was quantitative easing and stock buybacks. And then when the election came, November of 2016, Trump made all these promises in good faith. He did cut regulations. That's the only thing that happened. He cut regulations and he gave a big tax cut. But unfortunately, the cut in regulations only helped the banks and they got even bigger and richer. It didn't help you or me. And the big tax cut that we were all supposed to get help, $4,000 a household, we didn't get anything. It helped the big guys. So what happened? With Obamacare not being repealed, we have to pay for the Mexican border wall. We have the biggest, we didn't get our infrastructure program. So that means our wages aren't going up. That's the problem. If wages don't go up, people don't have money to spend. So what they do is they give them more credit cards, extend their auto from 2 years to 3 years to 5 to 7 years, all debt. The debt is huge. So that's not good. So what happened was the big investors who make the market go up, the big institutions, the biggest banks, the biggest insurance companies, the biggest hedge funds, they lost confidence. So because and remember, during this time, what we were promised from 2008 up to election night, Obama could not grow even 3%. So they came out and said, well, now with all these promises, Larry Kudlow promises this. We're going to go from 2.2% to...
We could grow this economy at 4 or 5%.
Okay, so what he's saying is we're going to do all these things. This was how he got elected, and that's fine. And Trump wasn't screwing anybody. He just couldn't get anything passed. So well, I should say this. As far as the getting screwed, yes. The taxes, he didn't follow through. He should have made sure they didn't get a tax cut unless some of that money, most of that money, went to Main Street for wage increases. Without wage increases, you can't get economic growth. So the big institutions, knowing that, knew our economies can't grow. So they're turning around and they're buying what? Bonds. And those yields start dropping, dollar starts dropping, and then everybody sees that. They all start shifting out of the bond market into gold, and that's why gold are up. Here's the stock, 69%, 84%, 91%, 62%, 90%, because I anticipated this was going to happen. So then Kudlow turns around and he drops his estimate again.
I really think this is going to turn out to be a pretty strong first half and a pretty strong year. We're staying with our 3%. Economic growth.
Yeah, but it wasn't 3%. It was 4 to 5%. So he's starting to realize now that they couldn't keep all these promises, that means that the economy can't grow because people aren't going to have better jobs, better wages, because none of this is working. And the big corporations got the big break. And the big corporations, instead of taking the money that they saved, the trillions they saved, instead of giving that to people to increase wages through capital investment, they put it in their own pocket. So now he drops it again. Now this is another one of his pals.
Right now, we have a good economy, Mr. We certainly have good momentum. For the second quarter, we're probably going to look at economic growth at least 2%.
So here we go. We go from 5% to 3% to 2%. So the institutions, you can't blame them. They're getting out of the market. So I'm watching the bond market. Now, this started all in the last quarter of 2018. So while this is happening, they're all telling you how this is the greatest economy in the world. I'm telling my gang it's not. So we shifted to gold. And then we started to short the stocks that I knew were going to go down. And here they are. We're up in Intel 26% shorting, and we're up in Goldman Sachs Intel 26%. Then we also have 12% in Caterpillar. These are all shorts. So again, it's frustrating for me because I see exactly what's going on. So now the real problem the president has, he had since October, they rallied the market. From October, after the market crashed, October 5th, right? The market crashed, went down to December 24th, 20%. Then they rallied it from December 26th back up to May 2nd, the same place it was in October. Then it dropped again from May 3rd all the way down to June 3rd, 8%. Then they rallied it back up again from June 4th to June 20th. This week here, failed again. We have 4 failures. They can't make this market break out. Why? Because we can't grow. Why? Because all those things that were promised are not happening. It's not turning into higher wages. There's the problem. So what I want you to do is join my gang, participate in these gains. You can participate. Just try it for a month. And then every day at 2 o'clock, whatever stock you select of our portfolio, you play your video at 2 o'clock, tells you exactly what to do. And if you're confused, then we have you place you with a personal coach that brings you right through it, holds your hands, for God's sakes. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG, waiting for your call. Get your free color-coded chart that we make our decisions with. Get that free with a membership. You need a membership, $39.95. We'll be right back. They're waiting for your call.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over 6-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Does your money manager send you an alert when the stock position that you're in goes up or it goes down? Does your brokerage send you an alert to get out of a stock position so you don't lose money? Of course they don't. Here at philsgang.com, we keep all of our members engaged with the stock positions that we recommend. Nobody does that for their clients. Nobody. Go to philsgang.com and become a member to get up-to-the-minute alerts. That's philsgang.com. Stop losing money and start making money with Phil's Gang.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, when I said this market was going to crash back in January 2018, I said, watch the FANG stocks. It's going to be the global economy. It's going to fail, which meaning China, and it'll be the FANG stocks that are going to take us down. The FANG stocks continue to drop big time. Secondly, all the programs that were promised in of November of 2016, the election, all those promises, they didn't come through. It wasn't that Trump lied. It's just the way it went down. They didn't come through, okay? And so, therefore, all the investors, big investors that make the stock market go up, they lost confidence that people would be making more wages, putting money away in savings. From savings, we have entrepreneurs. Banks loan them money to start small businesses. It's small businesses that's the backbone of this country, and it's the middle class that is the base of this country. But the middle class is shrinking because we can't create small businesses because there's no savings. There's no savings. Because people aren't making wage increases. Because the money that was to give to them for wage increases, the CEOs keeping it for themselves. and they're buying their own shares back. So when the stocks go up, their compensation is tied to shares, not to wages. So they're making all the money. The 1 percentile is making all the money, but nobody's going to tell you the truth. So they're going to tell you this stuff instead.
Seems to me like the market just wants to go up. The market wants to go, and the reason is that the economy can support a higher market.
Oh, really? It can support. The economy really can support this. The economy can't support a donut. National debt, $22 trillion. Historic household debt, $15 trillion. Historic corporate debt, $9 trillion. Which $6 trillion of that $9 trillion is, or $5 trillion of $9 trillion is bad debt. It's called zombie corporations. These things should be out of business, but we got $5 trillion in corporate debt tied up. That's tied to our 5 largest banks. They don't want to admit it, so we have to keep giving them money at low rates. That's why Trump wants the lower rates. Keep printing money, give it to the banks at low rates to keep taking care of the zombie companies. Because if they don't, then the banks are going to get hit. Then the market will really crash. This whole thing has just been one big, like Trump said, it's just been all phony. But it's coming to an end now. You can't push this anymore, because after 10 years, you're screwing the people, you're screwing Main Street. After 10 years without wages are being stagnant, while everybody else is getting rich, the big guys are getting rich, and the middle class is getting screwed. It's 10 years. We destroyed this economy so much from within. The only way it's going to work if you let it go into a recession. Trump was going to do that, but he can't now because he married the stock market and decided he's going to fall in love with it and take credit for it. And then also, like everybody else, say the stock market reflects the economy, which as candidate, he told you exactly what I tell you. It's not. But now he's stuck. He's afraid he can't get reelected unless he pushes that market up. So that's why he's going to fire Powell. In the meantime, all this, we just have to be in the right stocks. I don't want you to be fearful if the market's going to crash. If the market's going to go down, look what we did. We turned around, we're making money in gold. We're making money shorting stocks. We'll be on the short side. My gang will always be in the right position. So let me convince you. Let me prove by performance in the next 30 days this works. You got an alternative. 877-600-GANG. I'm giving 10 more of these charts free with a membership of $39.95. The charts are $30 themselves. You have to pay for that. Then every afternoon at 2 o'clock, you go to my website. You decide which stock of the gang portfolio or ETF of the gang portfolio you want to follow. For the first month, just do it on paper. And it takes you 2 minutes, or do it at night. And just say, okay, I'm in Goldman Sachs or I'm in GDS. What am I supposed to do now?
Goldman Sachs, can see how it pushed up here today, which is a good positive thing for Goldman, but we haven't made a new high yet. So again, we're waiting for this to engulf out. Once it does, then we can add to our position.
So he's telling you don't add. He's telling you exactly where to add. He's telling you why. Does anybody do that for you? No. What are they telling you?
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
Yeah, that sucks, right? Unbelievable. Hey, by the way, I had to fill in some words for Trump today.
Now he's trying to prove
he's talking about Powell.
Now he's trying to prove how tough he is, because he's not going to get pushed around.
Yeah.
He's a guy, nobody ever heard of him before, and now I made him, and he wants to show how tough he is. Okay, let him show how tough he is. He's a dope. He's not doing a good job.
So there's a fight between him and Powell. Powell, I feel bad for, because Powell knows, look, he can't admit there's inflation. You tell me there's no inflation in health care? My Marta and I just got our health care bills. Just went up again. But they say, oh, there's no inflation. Really? No inflation in health care. No inflation in student loans. No, there's no inflation anywhere. Really? So they won't admit to inflation, because to admit inflation, they got to raise rates to cut the inflation down. But they can't do that, because if you raise rates, guess what's going to happen? If you keep raising those rates, we're going to go into a recession, which that's what we should be doing. And then for that recession, we'll grow 4 to 5%. But Trump can't do it because he won't get reelected. But this isn't working either, because after 10 years of this, and him being in office over 2.5 years, now you can get think about this. You can buy a 3-month treasury and get a return of 2.11%, or you can buy a 10-year and only get a return of 2.01. Are you kidding? Who's going to buy a 10-year treasury? You're going to buy a 3-month. What does that mean when in verses like that? It means that earnings aren't increasing for companies. So the only way companies can show they're making money is by lying, by doing stock buybacks. But look, I'm not going to say, okay, as stocks go up, we're going to be in them. But when they start going down, we're going to be also selling them short. 877-600-GANG. I'm reaching out to you. I need 10 more. You will tell 10 more. They'll tell 10 more. And that's how we continue to build a gang and how we continue to help St. Jude. And it works. And this chart works. Okay, listen to this. This is just unbelievable. This is what we have to listen to every day. Look, this guy says to buy this stock.
D.R. Horton for John. What do I do with it?
Still like it. In fact, it round-tripped very quickly, Scott. From end of May to now, it went 42, 46. Now it's back down around the 42-ish. I like this activity I'm seeing right now.
So somebody sees that. Somebody's listening to him on TV, and they think, oh, he's a TV jibber-jabber. He must know I'm going to buy the stock at 42. You put it on my chart, my MV2 color-coded chart. It's red. Institutions are still pulling money out. What he's trying to say is it's going down. I'm going to get a buying opportunity. And he's right. There is going to be a buying opportunity. We got a gold buying opportunity before anybody else. Gold was so far down, we caught it exactly right because we saw the money coming in by our MV2 color-coded chart. We bought it back. There's our big returns. We're going to do the same thing with oil. We're going to be there first. We'll do the same thing with builders. But here's the thing. He got you in today. I'm not going to have my gang member get in when the institutions are pulling money out. How do I know? It's red. Institutions are pulling money out. So if you're going to get in today or tomorrow, you're going to get killed. Now, these guys can hold on. They're multimillionaires. But you can't. So we'll make sure you don't get in until it turns green. And then when it turns green, then you'll have a video to tell you exactly what to do. You don't have to guess at it. That is so aggravating. Telling you, oh, I think there's a great opportunity here. Not for the regular guy on the street. That's impossible. It's not a good opportunity. And then, again, we have Powell coming out and saying this today.
This is a good time for consumers, and spending data for consumers has been strong.
Spending data for consumers have been strong. What planet does he live on? Are you kidding? Here's the strength he's talking about.
People are feeling flush in their accounts, spending more than our income coming in.
Hey, boy, did you hear what? Spending more than they're taking in. But Powell says it's all good. It's strong.
This is a good time for consumers, and spending data for consumers has been strong.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Strong? It's not strong. It's not strong. It's not strong at all. He's lying about it. Look, the government right now, net worth is a negative $20.4 trillion. Are you kidding? This is insane. Join my gang. Get the free chart right now. They're waiting for your call. 877-600-GANG. It's normally $30. You get it free. The sign-up is $39 for the gang membership, $39.9.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to